A few days ago, God of War was trending on Twitter for no reason, and I saw someone say that the newest God of War was actually not that good in retrospect. Good thing nobody plays games in retrospect, am I right? I don't know the point of a statement like that. If you played it back then and didn't like it, fine, and still don't now as you think about it, fine, but if you played back then and enjoyed yourself, why would you look back on it a year later like, that game actually wasn't that good? Is there a benefit to retroactively spoiling your own good time? Because I wouldn't know what it is. I think some people are just downers. Teachers for a class nobody signed up for because they say the initial thing and then they're like, think about it. The RPG mechanics don't push the envelope and the fast travel is just hiding a giant loading screen, etc. And it's like, yeah, dude, people know that. But they still thought they could play a game and enjoy it, and they were right, and you're not going to time warp your observational epilogue to the past to prove them wrong. It's just a why would ya sort of thing to say, and then it's another example of gamers being mad that a game is being seen as good by a large percentage of people, like we talked about last episode. I don't know, when I say things, I like there to be like a good reason to say them. In my case, there's a good reason for me to say anything, because money, but also because if I present a consistent swath of perspectives, I will attract people who are interested in them, thus increasing my audience and furthering my ambitions. But on a micro level, the individual things I say should also be of some value to the people hearing them, and I don't know how this game wasn't that good in retrospect benefits anybody. Like, damn, okay, I guess I won't go back to April 2018 and play God of War anymore. Problem that doesn't exist solved. But the newest debate that has resurfaced and roared across the web is whether or not it's okay to time skip in Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a long-distance game that takes place in real time, where activities and events can be gated behind days of waiting for construction projects to finish, flowers and trees to grow, mail to be shipped, etc. It's a game that's meant to be played as a marathon, not a sprint, with content spanning months and years into the future, but you can skip the waiting process by adjusting your Nintendo Switch clock and moving dates forward to make stuff happen instantaneously instead of on schedule. I personally think this is a fantastic way to burn yourself out on the game super fast and ruin the shared sense of community between you and other players you know being at the same point in time. Would you rather eat an entire cake in one day or one piece every day for a week? Unless you're fat as fuck, you probably said the second one. And equating that with the ideology of Animal Crossing, some people are just fat as fuck. They'll just shove all that content into their gullet at once. They have no sense of moderation. They only care about immediate gratification. It fills them full beyond capacity with pleasure until they get hungry again and there's nothing left to do because they already ate it all. Animal Crossing is trying to ration you a steady supply of non-perishable food for the apocalypse. If you don't act accordingly, everyone else is going to outlive you on this game and you'll be the only one begging for nourishment. I know people who time skipped the first damn day the game came out, put bells in the bank, skipped forward years in time so they accumulated interest and got rich, skipped every time there was a delay in building what they wanted to build, or an event on the horizon, and by the third day of release they have a whole ass bustling island that isn't even fit for showing off because nobody respects how they got where they are, when everyone playing the game is intentioned is still building like the first house plots for their first new neighbors. I don't get jealous of time skippers because all their accomplishments are hollow. It's not a labor of love, it's a labor of expedience, and it circumvents the initial concept of gradually building an island paradise with earned resources into just, what kind of island would a billionaire Time Lord make? Of course, it also depends on how egregiously you use the mechanic. Not everyone is on the year 2036 building robots on what was supposed to be a deserted island getaway package. There are levels. Some people who weren't initially sold on the game at launch, but were then convinced to buy it maybe a week later or so, might have considered time skipping just to catch up with where all us launch day players are at, although I say suffer in your primitive museumless and storeless islands the way we had to before you. That's what you get for being late to the party, bitch. You want to be late, stay late. Visit our islands to get a glimpse of what you could have accomplished if you weren't such a wishy-washy, non-committal clump of weeds, homie. Let me take you to my store and sell you for 10 bells and get praised by Timmy and Tommy for helping to clean up my island. Hashtag just kidding. Maybe it goes without saying at this point, but I've never time skipped and I never will. There's just a stink associated with it that I don't want on me. It feels tainted. It's okay if you want to be a stinky taint. That is certainly your free choice as a person with the means to make it happen, but it's also my free choice to be like, oh look, that stinky taint got waterscaping and cliff editing 2 weeks before everyone else. What a stinky taint he is. Oh look, that guy's island looks more pretty and polished than mine because he's been drawing paths for almost a month and I've been doing it for 4 days. This looks like the work of a stinky taint, and far be it for me to be envious of anything that comes out of a stinky taint. Well, that's going to do it for this stinky taint. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Sunburned Albino, and I'll see you guys next time.